Hello students, welcome back to Science Online Classes. I am Jafar Basha, your science teacher. Dear students, in the previous classes we studied about that heredity and the scientist called Gregor John Mendel, about his lifespan, and why he selected pea plant for his experiments. He done that one generally main two experiments are there. One is a monohybrid cross, another one is dihybrid cross. Let us learn what is monohybrid cross, how it is done, and what is used and what are the results of this monohybrid cross in this lesson. Okay, come to that one, the monohybrid cross. What is monohybrid cross? The cross between two individuals by taking one contrasting characteristics. Remember, the cross between two individuals by taking only one characteristic. So that's why one characteristic, the name itself indicating mono. Mono means one contrasting characteristics. And then what is that one? I already told you in that previous class. So what are the different physical characteristics that are present in the pea plants? Understood? So in that one of the characteristics selecting and undergoing for the experiments to get the result. Understood? In these experiments, some of the new words are there we have to be understanding. So first one is here, triad. The triad means it is a characteristics. Instead of characteristics, we are using the word called triad. The next is gene. The gene is nothing but the unit of heredity which is present into the DNA. Remember, deoxyribose nucleic acid. This DNA is present in our chromosomes. So that's why the gene is nothing but the unit of heredity which is responsible to transfer the characteristics from parents to the offspring. Then next allele. Then allele means nothing but a pair of genes. As we know that one, the parents both father and mother is important, and both we are taking that one genes from the both the parents. So that's why a pair of genes are nothing but allele. Then next progeny. The progeny is nothing but the offsprings what we are getting as a result. Offsprings means the new young ones, whether it is maybe in plants, whether it is maybe in animals, the new young ones is called as offsprings. Understood? So let's start how the experiments will done by taking some of the important points. Okay students, now let's begin that one how the monohybrid cross will takes place. In this monohybrid class, we have to be select one characteristics. Let me select that one. The characteristics is nothing but the height of the plant. So I choose you one characters that is the height of the plant. In that one we have to be take some of the important things are there. We have to select the parents. We need one male and one female. So that's why I am choosing that one parent. One is tall, another one is dwarf. The dwarf is nothing but the short. The one parent is tall, another one parent is dwarf or the short. I will mention this one. Short. Then next, in their parents, we have to take the genotypes. What are that one? How they are representing? So the tallness is representing by capital T, and the dwarfness or the shortness is represented by small t, small t. Understood? And remember, the capital letters is representing for the dominance of the characteristics. Dominant character is a capital letter, and the small letter is representing for the recessiveness of the characteristics which is not able to express themselves. Remember, dominant is nothing but the one which is able to express themselves, that is called dominant, and which is not able to express, they are called recessive. And small letter is representing for the recessiveness of the plant character. So then next we have to be take gametes from this tall plant and dwarf plant. Because of the both the similar letters are there, we are choosing one letter. So one letter is one character from tallness and one character from shortness. Understood? So in between that one we have to be cross between each other. When we are crossing between each other, we will get that F1 generation as a capital T, small t. And remember, the capital letter should be right first because it is a dominant character, and the small t is the next, which is a recessive character. Now in that F1 generation, we got that one, the progeny. It is also called as F1 progeny also. As I told you, progeny means offspring or the young ones. This new young ones is not a pure tau. First we have taken the pure tau and pure dwarf. That's why they are having both capital T, we have both small t. But here it is not a pure tau. So it is physically it is a tau, but it is not a pure. That's why it is called as heterozygous tau, in which both the characteristics are present, but the dominant characteristic is able to express. Understood? So it is called as heterozygous tau. So after F1 generation, when we are leaving them for the self-pollination, means the two, the male and female of both the same characteristics, when they are self-pollinated, after that one we will got 4 number of progenies. So let me see how that one. So when we are then led them to self-pollination, capital T small t and capital T small t of the same F1 generation. So when they undergo self-pollination, they will got the 4 number of progenies. So like that one, I have used that one. So that 4 number of progenies nothing but capital T, the first progeny. The second progeny is capital T, small t. The third one is also again the capital T, small t, and the fourth one is small t, small t. Understood? The first progeny is capital T, second and third capital T, small t, and the fourth one is both are small t. So it means that one in this F2 generation we are getting 3 type of progenies. The one is a pure tall plant because of 2 capital letters are there. So it is called as a phenotypic ratio also. Phenotypic ratio. So what is that phenotypic ratio? It contains one pure tall. Then next they are having 2 heterozygous tall. Sorry, it is a phenotypic ratio means the physical characters, how they are looking. So that's why the physically all 3 progenies are having a tallness and only one is a dwarfness. So that's why phenotypic ratio is 3:1. But when we are going to genotypically, so we are getting that the genotypic ratio is 1 is a pure tall, the 2 is a heterozygous tall, and the last one is a homozygous dwarf. So that's why the genotypic ratio of monohybrid cross is 1:2:1. Since the phenotypic ratio is 3:1. Understood? So we will place this one as a checkerboard also, we can show easily. So let's see this one checkerboard. What we are getting in F2 generation progenies, in that one we can easily show in this checkerboard. So like that one, cross that one, capital T, what we are getting, capital T. So when we are cross this one, we will get capital T, small t. And when we are using this one to this one, again capital T, small t, and the last one is small t, small t. So this is the checkerboard in which we are getting one tall plant, the 2. Sorry, this one also tall but heterozygous tall, and this one is short. Again, we can see that one the phenotypic ratio is 3:1, but the genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. So this is all about that monohybrid cross. Hope you understand. The next experiment, that is dihybrid cross, we will continue in our next class. Thank you, Anita.